MJZ Comics, it's Speculation Sunday.
Let's start the show. Before we get started, make sure you give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos.
So, with great speculation comes great reward. We at MJZ, we want to start doing this video series, and I think we're going to start coming out with these on Sundays. We're going to call them Speculation Sunday. We're just going to kind of show you how we have funded our books. A lot of you may wonder, how did these guys get these books? And, you look at them and they're worth a lot of money. Yes, they are. But we didn't spend the money that you know they're valued at currently. We have built up funds, we have bought books, sold books, different things we've done to put money together to do this kind of funding. And with our Speculation Sunday videos, we're going to kind of show you how we do that. Now, I don't want you to listen to every word we say and do everything we mention. Do your own research. We're just going to kind of show you what we do, and we're going to show you the books that we buy when the new books come out on Wednesdays, and we'll tell you why. We're also going to try to add in maybe some older books that we've spec'd on and let you see those books too, and we'll give you kind of a heads up on what we're buying. So again, comment on this if you think you're interested in this, if you'd like us to keep making videos on speculating, let us know. So like we said, the focus of the video is going to be what we buy on Wednesdays with New Comic Day, because I know a lot of you see these old books back here and you wonder, well, no, we actually do buy the new books and we read them. But we also go after certain books. And a lot of this comes from researching the preview catalogs, using the Key Collector app, and just watching different YouTubers. But again, let's get to the info here, right? Stop dinking around here. I'm sure you're looking at me going, what are you just babbling there, Jason? Let's get moving here. Show us some books. All right, so the other thing we're going to try to do is keep it pretty current. Now, these books in today's video, the newer books we purchased, by the time you watch this video, everything should be within the last 2 to 3 weeks when you watch our speculation books videos. Sometimes we'll try to mention the date they came out, but each video will have books from the same week they were sent out. And the video you're going to watch right now, by the time this comes out, these books are probably 2 weeks old at the shop. But you should be able to go find them in the bins or purchase them relatively cheap. All right, let's get to business here. The first book that we picked up a couple weeks ago is this Star Wars, The High Republic 2. As you know, if you've watched our videos, we're big Star Wars fans. I love these new Star Wars books. Lots of first appearances, and this one doesn't disappoint. So Star Wars High Republic 2 just came out a couple weeks ago. This is the first appearance of the Twinkle Sisters and the first appearance of the Open Hand. So again, a lot of these books that we're going to show you, the reason we've picked them is because there are first appearances occurring in these books, and ones that we will speculate on that could become big down the line.
And these books are virtually, as low risk as you can get. You can get most of these at cover price because they're
Right.
new releases. So you're not spending $300 on a book. You're spending maybe $3, $4, $5 on the regular covers of these.
Right. So what Matt and I normally try to do each week, we'll look at the new books coming out, and most weeks we pick up 3 to 4 new comic books. So, 3 to 4 times $4 to $5, you're spending about, we spend about $20 a week doing this, but if you hang on to this stuff down the line, a lot of these books end up being worth, 25, 30, 50, even $100 down the line. And we've done this all through our collecting. We did this when Young Avengers 1 came out. We had multiple copies of that book. You just got to follow and keep up. And like I said, in our videos, we'll try to keep you guys up on what we're getting and why we're buying them. So again, High Republic 2, couple first appearances in here. Might be worth your spec if you're a Star Wars fan.
Next book here for you Batman fans is Batman One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze #1. This is the first appearance of a character called Frostbite, who is the female sidekick of Mr. Freeze. So, really cool cover, really cool Batman book, and probably still available if you're looking to get this. Most of your comic book stores probably still have this in their back issue bins.
Yep. And if you're noticing a trend, both of these books, first appearances. That's a lot of what we do is we look for the books with the first appearances, and that's for speculating. Obviously, if you like the series and you want to read the stories, we're not really going to talk about that in these speculation Sunday videos. We're going to talk about books that we speculate on for value in the future. So again, both these books, first appearances. The next book we picked up within a couple weeks of you watching this video is Batman Incorporated 2. And I like the actual figure variants where the artist puts the actual person on the cover. These sometimes become more valuable than the regular cover, and this actually was only cover price. This was $4.99, and it's Batman Incorporated 2, and it has two first appearances. Like we always talk about, the multi-appearance books, it is the first appearance of Phantom 1, and then obviously the first appearance of Fisher, who's on the cover here. Really cool book, and he might be a cool character. He is an electricity wielder, and I think he's going to be he actually in the book he is a villain of Batman that wields electricity. So kind of like Electro in Marvel, but he's going to be a Batman villain. And again, the trend, first appearance in a Batman book for $4. High chance this book is worth more than $4.99 within the next 5 years. I mean, that's the thing. When you speculate, speculation means to us, you get the book, put it away, and hang on to it. With speculation, you're not so much thinking in the next month this book's going to skyrocket. You buy these if you have the extra money, buy these books at cover price, bag and board them, put them in a box, and hang on to them. And then you hope within the next few years, one of these books hits.
Yeah, you're playing the long game with these books, and if you want to double down on the books we're talking about, go for the variant book. They're usually going to be a little bit more money, rare, because the comic book store usually has to buy 10, 25, 50 copies of the regular book to get one copy of the variant book. So if there's a particular book or character you think is cool or like, consider getting the variant version of that book. Next book we have is Captain America and the Winter Soldier Special #1. And the significance of this book, this is where Bucky Barnes becomes the Revolution. So it's got something big that happens in this book. That's why we picked it up.
And not only that, we're big Winter Soldier fans, and it was a cool variant cover. So that is of note. That is the variant cover of this series. Cool looking cover. Again, it has a key um, first appearance. So that's, a lot of speculating is get these first appearances before they become popular. And, a lot of what we do, we've been kind of talking about this a lot, is, each week there's a lot of first appearance books. Some weeks, 12 books have first appearances in them. But what you kind of need to do is just, it's called speculation because you're speculating. You're trying to decipher which books could bring about a big first appearance. And, in our thing, we've got some Batman books. Batman books, you can't go wrong. Star Wars, the Marvel Winter Soldier. And again, they all have had first appearances in them. And you'll see what this next book Matt brings out, and it's another Star Wars book.
This is Star Wars Hidden Empire #1. And the significance of this book, it is the first cameo appearance, the first cameo appearance of Iden Versio. And also it is the intro of something called the Fermata Cage, which apparently is a Sith killing weapon. So kind of a cool
Yeah.
book.
A lot of speculating on Versio right now. There's a lot of talk about that character, big in the line of the Star Wars comic books. This one, I think, if you're into Star Wars, this Hidden Empire one is a great book to pick up. Like I said, a lot of people are talking about this character, Verso, and I think this one's going to take off at some point. We actually bought a couple copies of this one. So those are the new pickups right at this time, we're going to try to bring out a couple older books to give you an idea of maybe something that we've spec'd on, or give you an idea of something cool to pick up. And this first book I've got, I think this is really cool. It is Kitty Pryde and Wolverine #5. First thing that catches your eye, it's a great cover, orange color with Wolverine in the background. It has Kitty Pryde over here, front and center with Wolverine, orange cover. You may know this already, but I actually just found this out a couple weeks ago. This is the first appearance of Shadowcat. Who's Shadowcat, if you're asking? Well, it's Kitty Pryde with her new name, Shadowcat. Shadowcat is one of the main aliases she uses throughout most of the Wolverine encounters. It's probably the nickname that she uses the most in the comic book, Shadowcat. So again, big book here, way undervalued. I mean, I picked this up for under $100 on auction. First appearance of Shadowcat, which is the alias of Kitty Pryde. And we've talked about Kitty Pryde in the past. I think she's going to be huge when the X-Men come to the MCU. The first Kitty Pryde book has gotten to become a grail. It's very expensive. This might be something to look at. Like I said, we picked up this 9.8 for under $100. And I think this book has a lot of potential, especially with the first appearance of Kitty Pryde as Shadowcat occurring in a Wolverine book. It's a great combination right there from 1985.
Next book we have here is kind of an interesting book. It's Tales to Astonish V2 #1. Now, this is actually a reprint of Submariner 1 from the 60s. And you may have seen that book in a 9.8, which we don't have up now, but we feature that in one of our older videos. So I didn't really know about this book, but it's actually a reprint, like I said, of Submariner 1, but it's a reprint from 1979. So that's still an old book.
Yeah,
And kind of cool. It's the same cover, a little bit of coloration difference, but it's flipped. It's like a mirror version of the cover.
yeah. Again, this book was really cheap and it's from the 70s. This book could take off. A lot of these reprints, like when you look at the Golden Record reprint,
Mm.
they have become grails in some of those first appearances. This is just a reprint from 1979 of the 1960s Submariner 1.
Yeah, so if you're that Submariner 1's become pretty pricey recently, so if you think you're priced out, I would definitely consider looking at this book because you might still do very well in this one.
So let us know what you think about this Speculation Sunday video. If you like what we had to talk about, if you have any comments or other books from the last couple weeks that you think we missed on, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. MJZ out.